If not a crow, then which other feathered animal will OHara portray next? Who recently took part in RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race? And which actor has since focused on music instead of acting? Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome to OSSA, where we're slightly obsessed with the Schitt's Creek cast. Let's go! Eugene Levy. He did a stellar job of playing the show's sometimes clueless dad, Johnny Rose. So, will Eugene's next role also be as a father figure? Not exactly, but he will be reuniting with his on-screen wife. This time, Levy and OHara will be animals. What, will they be in costume? Is it a theater production? No, the pair will lend their voices to an animated piece, The Beast, Heroes of the Wildfire. It's a short reimagining of one of Canada's largest wildfire evacuations, and Eugene will bring Fire Chief Ducky to life. Although he won't be playing a TV dad again, he'll always be a proud dad in real life. He told the LA Times, "The hardest thing for me these past few years was to not go up to everyone on set saying, 'What do you think about the work this kid is doing?'" Saying goodbye to Schitt's Creek was a seriously emotional affair for Eugene. Between him and Dan, we're not sure who cried the most. That said, we think it's quite likely that, for now, he wants to relax and maybe bask in the afterglow of the critically acclaimed series. Earlier this year, the 73-year-old told CBC he's looking forward to hopefully a little more golf, maybe travel, or do nothing. It's nice to think about where you want to go for lunch as the hottest thing on your agenda. He deserves a break, that's for sure. Annie Murphy. Schitt's Creek was her first big break and came at just the right time when she was both jobless and homeless. Over the years, the cast became like her real family. Eugene and Catherine are like her second set of parents, and Dan is like a real-life sibling. Right from the get-go, Annie and Dan bonded over being the two most eco-conscious members of the cast. According to Bustle, before the first season started filming, Dan invited her over for brunch. What did Murphy bring? A large bucket of KFC. That might not seem out of the ordinary, but the funny thing is, the brunch was actually fancy. And Dan loved Annie even more for her choice, because it showed how down-to-earth she is. The close bonds that were formed explain why it was so hard for Annie and the whole cast to say goodbye. Let's not get too sad now. Can we look forward to a little more Annie? Yes, we can. She's been cast as the lead of AMC's dark comedy, Kevin Can F Himself. She'll play Allison, Kevin's wife. The series will take a new look at two things. First, it will deconstruct what it means to be a stereotypical sitcom wife who later breaks out of the conventions that restrict her. And secondly, the series also riffs on the existing CBS sitcom Kevin Can Wait. Sounds like one to put on our watch lists, right? We've got no release date for you yet, but we're sure Murphy will be as captivating as always. Dustin Milligan. What has Sweet Ted's real-life counterpart Dustin been up to after bidding his co-stars farewell? He's been charming hearts across the globe after he portrayed Rachel McAdams Apple. It might sound like the name of a character in a comedic film or sitcom, but it's quite the opposite. Milligan brought his alter ego to life in a recent episode of RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race. This was McAdams Apple's debut, and Dustin's mentor was none other than Miss Congeniality, Nina West. It turns out being on the drag race changed Dustin's life and the way he saw himself. He got really emotional talking about it and expressed his gratitude for the opportunity on his Twitter page.
I started to find this thing inside of me that I always hoped was there. Yeah, a little bit.
Who knows? Maybe he'll become a RuPaul regular going forward. We couldn't find any other official career plans for Milligan. However, you can watch him in Hulu's horror anthology Into the Dark, specifically the Christmas installment. Want to hear which feathered creature is next on Catherine O'Hara's acting list? Keep watching, we're almost there. Emily Hampshire. In real life, Emily considers Patrick's Noah Reed to be one of her dearest friends. In a recent Instagram post to wish him a happy birthday, she praised him and called him one of the best dance partners a woman can find. No wonder that in most interviews with the cast, at least one of them is always tearing up. Oh, and back when Schitt's Creek was casting for the role of Stevie, Hampshire was suffering from such debilitating audition anxiety she almost didn't go. Luckily, her Canadian agent encouraged her to just do it and reminded her that the casting team is Canadian, so they'll be nice. It seems like she overcame her anxiety because she's got a few roles lined up. So are her next roles in comedy or maybe romance? Nope and nope. Although she'll appear in Quibi's 50 States of Fright, it's nothing like 50 Shades of Grey. Instead, it's a horror series unpacking different states' urban legends, and she'll be in an episode called Scared Stiff. The show is expected to premiere this month. That's not where Emily's horrific projects will end, though. You'll also be able to catch her in the psychological horror film Home. Its expected release is sometime this year, and she also executive produces it. She will also be starring in Chapelwaite, a TV adaptation of Stephen King's novel Jerusalem's Lot. Opposite Adrian Brody, Hampshire will play Rebecca Morgan, a writer who will craft the next great Gothic novel and unravel a mystery that has plagued her own family for years. Considering that this novel is a prequel to Salem's Lot and a vampire outbreak, we can only imagine that this might be her scariest role yet. By the way, she recently hosted a weekly online talk show, Hump Day with Hampshire. The show raised money to support entertainment workers furloughed due to the pandemic. Catherine O'Hara. Forever Moira Rose in our minds. In Schitt's Creek, Moira's obsession with the Crows Have Eyes made for the most unforgettable entertainment in ages, right? That said, can you guess which other feathered creatures are in her future? Oh, enough with the suspense already, it's actually 2 birds. Alongside her lifelong friend and colleague Eugene, she'll lend her voice to Mayor Owl in The Beast: Heroes of the Wildfire. I, for one, simply can't wait to see and hear Mayor Owl and Fire Chief Ducky in action. And you? In addition, O'Hara will play a flummel named Alma in the animated film Extinct, due sometime next year. Not sure what a flummel is? Don't worry, you're not alone. It's a fluffy, donut-shaped animal, and the movie will follow them as they go back in time to save their species from extinction. We couldn't find anything else that's been made official, but she's mentioned her plan is to write. She won an Emmy for writing on the Canadian series SCTV, so she's got the talent, and we hope she treats us to some unforgettable storylines in the future. About Schitt's Creek ending, O'Hara is just as heartsick as the rest of the cast and fans. Earlier this year, the cast were scheduled for many farewell events, but obviously that couldn't happen during social distancing. I miss it. Oh, how I miss the kindness that you'd feel radiating towards you on those nights, Catherine told the LA Times. Hopefully things will soon get back to normal so the cast can attend events together again. Sarah Levy. If her surname didn't give it away, she's Dan's sister and Eugene's daughter. The sunny Twyla was often in the background, but Sarah didn't mind. She was just too happy to get such a unique opportunity to act alongside her brother and dad. In an interview with Build, Sarah gushed that, "It was so wonderful to be able to witness my brother grow into the incredible showrunner that everyone is able to see now. Seems like there's no sibling rivalry in this family. Oh, and wouldn't it have been awesome if they had brought in Mom Levy for a cameo appearance? But wait, did you know that this Levy sister is part of another family comedy? Yes, her next role will be on ABC's upcoming comedy, Reunited We Fall. Although it won't be renewed for season 2, you can still check her out in the first season. In addition, Sarah will star in the sci-fi series The Surrealtor, where she plays a realtor who doesn't believe in the paranormal despite all evidence to the contrary. Oh, and in the same show, she's joined by a fellow Schitt's Creek actor, Tim Rosen. If you can't place him straight away, no worries, we've got you. He was the bearded and brooding Mutt Schitt from season 1. Noah Reid. Will your memories of Tina Turner's Simply the Best ever be the same again? Probably not, but in a good way. If Patrick's romantic gesture to David taught us anything, it's that such a voice shouldn't go to waste. It seems the universe agrees because as of last year, Noah decided to refocus on his music full-time. Reid has revealed that it was that rendition of Turner's song that inspired his return to music. He told Toronto's City News, "I'm playing a bunch of shows and touring it a little bit in the States and trying to see what that feels like, to pretend to be a musician for a minute." Clearly it was more than a minute since he released his contemporary folk album Gemini in May this year, in collab with Matthew Barber. And if you look at the reviews, it's worth a listen. It's interesting that Reid's real-life star sign is Gemini, considering how he used to split his time between acting and music. Gemini isn't his first album and collab with Barber. In 2016, they worked together on Noah's debut album, titled Songs from a Broken Chair. Hopefully we'll still see Reid on our screens again though, maybe in a musical. Dan Levy. Dan told ET Canada that the real-life chemistry between Noah and him is really easy, and that it definitely added an extra layer of authenticity because they're very good friends. It's a tight-knit cast, so we didn't expect anything else, right? Now, if you've watched even just a few interviews about the ending of Schitt's Creek, you'll know that Dan made no secret of his emotions. "I think the last day of shooting was the most emotional day I've had in my life. I cried for 5 straight days, to the point where I had a splitting headache and didn't know what to do with my life," he told ET Canada. Schitt's Creek might look like a frivolous family comedy on the surface, but we all know how Dan's writing has inspired the LGBTQ community across the globe. So, can we ever hope to see the Schitt's Creek characters again? Well, it seems like Dan remains open to revisiting the characters one day. He told the LA Times, "Believe me, it's hard to let go. I could have done 100 more seasons. But in the meantime, where can you see him?" Levy Jr. is next set to appear alongside Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis in the upcoming romantic comedy, Happiest Season. The film is due to be released next month. About his role, it's still a bit of a mystery. All we know is that the character's name is John. Apart from that, Dan has since joined the Disney family. Last year, he signed a 3-year deal with ABC Studios, which won out after many outlets bidding for his services. He will develop and produce scripted projects for the studio. Levy told The Hollywood Reporter, "I look forward to the opportunity and privilege to continue to tell inclusive and meaningful stories that shine a positive light out there." Now, add to the fact that he told Variety that he's up for anything, whether it be thrillers, dramas, comedies, or musicals, and we're bound to hear from Dan soon. Over to you. Who's your favorite cast member? Which of their projects are you most excited about? Talk to us in the comments, and don't forget, gotta stay awesome!